Sure.
If Paul was Peter Cottontail hopping down the bunny trail, I think he'd have a flamethrower right now.
Yeah, I want to burn the world.
Yeah, you all kind of do.
I go through these periods of time where like nothing works, and it really gets frustrating. And I had nothing to do yesterday afternoon per se, and I made a joke with you guys. I was like, hey, I'll be back in 6 hours. I'm reinstalling Windows. Ha ha ha. Yeah, still doesn't work today, the next day. And it's not Windows' fault. There's something going on with this computer, but this Intel NUC I've got, what was the problem? I got it up, and the problem was the sound. So I had been having these sound issues, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the headset wouldn't work. Sometimes I'd reboot and it would work, and blah blah blah. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna reinstall. I'm gonna pave the thing. It'll be fine, Mm-hmm. And I did get it up and running, except for the sound. Like there was actually a red X over the volume icon down there, and it's like it has Realtek drivers, and I got into that reboot loop that people might be familiar with sometimes, where the computer, it would install the driver. It's got this like ancient install shield type looking thing, like when Windows XP had like different themes, and it was like a weird XP, like a metal looking XP theme, whatever. Mm-hmm. And anyway, installs the drivers, reboots, comes back in, driver install routine comes up, installs drivers, reboots, and like it never fixes itself. Like it just wouldn't install the drivers. So downloaded the drivers manually. Obviously I Googled it, blah, 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 whatever. And eventually I was like, I actually just need to get work done here, So I brought my previous NUC up. And by the way, in a self-induced bit of brilliance, I have to say, decided I'd pave that thing over too. Should have just left it alone. The problem I'm having on this device now, and I actually remember having had this problem before, is when the screen goes off or the machine goes to sleep. It's kind of, I can't remember exactly which one causes this. Either you can't bring it back up, like you hit the key, it just doesn't wake up. Or when it comes up, all of the windows are scrunched up into the upper left corner. People have probably seen this from time to time. Mm-hmm. And I remember going through like these troubleshooting steps before, something with power management, something with, it's an HP display, like maybe something, the display on the computer on, I have installed the drivers, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, it's a freaking nightmare. But in the meantime, just having gotten this machine up, and I'm using the old one, obviously I want to figure out what's going on with the newer one. And I believe I've broken it irretrievably. Like it comes on, the flash, it's flashing, its drives are whirring, whatever. It will not display video, not at boot time, not at any time. Like it just will not display video. And it has it has two forms of video out on the back. My monitor has every conceivable form of input you can imagine. Like it has USB-C, literally, like just a USB-C port. It has two display ports, the big style, the HP often uses. HDMI, I've got all these choices. It just will not display video, like it's dead. And I am not happy. I am not happy. So how you doing, buddy? How's your day going? Everything good? Yeah?
We got this thing.
Yeah, so that must be hugely different from the one you already have?
Nope. No, there. It's this.
Yeah.
But 10th gen.
Right. That's good. I mean,
That's all it is. So It's nice. It's clicky. It's fast. It's whatever. It's
clicky and it's fast. Mm-hmm. Well, good.
That's going to make it into the official review.
Clicky. I like it.
One thing they did tell me, which I did not know, probably, I don't know if it was even in the PR stuff or whatever, is that detaching the screen is 3 times faster on this machine than the Surface Book 2. So that is a decent bet.
Yeah, I don't recall them ever mentioning this.
No, I don't remember either. I had a call with him yesterday. They said, hey, it's 3 times faster. I got to look.
Seems like you might want
to do that.
Highlighted that. That's fascinating because it's 3 times faster doing something no one will ever do.
Apparently,
right? Except to test that it's faster.
so apparently what they did, and I think this is built into Windows. I got to dig more into this because they glossed over. It's like, what was that? And then if the app is optimized, which I'm guessing that probably Adobe apps are, and it's using the DGPU, you get that performance benefit. If it's not optimized for it, then it doesn't. But most of Windows, I believe, is supposed to be optimized for it.
I see.
And it's only
I
when
wish
you're
Windows
using-
could be optimized for my display on my computer because I don't know if I mentioned it, but having a little problem here.
Have we ruled out the possibility that it's you?
No, no, but well,
It does.
I don't know.
It does
I mean,
sound like
I
there's
feel like
something wrong.
I know something
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's-
this is I think the reason it's frustrating is because it's me. If someone else had come to me and said I was having this problem, I would say I can fix this problem for you.
At least
The
you're
fact that I
honest.
can't fix this problem
Yeah.
is what's frustrating.
It sounds like
well,
it's-
that, and I need a computer to work.
Sounds like you potentially have like an actual hardware fault as opposed
Yeah.
to a
I think
configuration.
I think it related to me unplugging and plugging and replugging and trying different things. And yes, I've taken it apart. I've not actually disconnected the memory and the storage, but I mean it's locked in place. I don't know. Like that can't possibly. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Well, I mean,
I can't say anything.
sometimes things just go bad. I mean, I quite literally this week replaced my power supply in my PC upstairs because the coil went. It has not moved since the day I put it down there or in that room.
It could have been like a little power surge when I ripped the power thing out or one time or something. Yeah, I know.
It could have just heard you talking and be like, I don't like that guy, and then just fried a transistor.
Yeah, let me tell you what I think about you, buddy. I'd rather kill myself than do what you want me to do. It's like suddenly I'm the villain in this thing's story. Anyway, okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
Also, PlayStation 5 still on track for the fall/holiday, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Not surprising, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think, listen, unless there's a miracle, I think we can all agree that it's going to be kind of a subdued fall with these launches. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people are really interested in. The two consoles, Xbox and PlayStation. It's going to be new iPhones, whatever. It's going to be all kinds of stuff. But I think, supplies might be limited. Demand might be limited.
You stole my joke. I got to put on my announcer voice. I'm gonna say a phrase and let me know how you feel about it. Limited quantity.
Yeah,
is going to be the theme.
It's perfect because you can blame the coronavirus either way, right?
Yeah.
If you choose to go down the route where you're like, oh crap, like no one's buying this thing, you can be like, well, consumer demand will come back after the uncertainties pass, blah blah blah. Yeah. But I think most companies will choose not to say that. They'll choose to say, man, the demand is off the chart.
Sure.
We just wish we could meet the demand, but China, whatever. I mean, and everyone's like, yep, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, which it does make sense unless you just launched a video streaming service and you had $1 billion backing you.
You're not going to let go of that one. Huh?
I'm gonna quibby that all the way into the ground.
Yeah. No, I saw that. Like I said yesterday, I saw that blurb and I was like, yeah, that's not what the problem is. Sorry, I don't need to know too much about your business to know.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's that. So, anyways, a couple other things floating around. We got Build coming up next week.
Yeah, I got to look into this because I'm actually going to be part of this, like in a very minor way, with Mary Jo. And I don't.
Are you doing the keynote recap thing that you'd always do with Seth?
Yeah, but there's no real keynote, so.
Oh yeah.
Like I was told before I talked to somebody before they announced how they're going to handle Build that, there's not going to be any vision keynote. It's not going to be like a 90-minute thing with calisthenics or anything like that. 15-minute overview. They told me no discussion about the future, but one of the sessions, Kevin Scott, the CTO, is literally the future of technology. So
that's perfect Microsoft right there.
Yeah, classic Microsoft. Then people will be like, oh, Theron said he's a liar, whatever. So just, they told me that, blah, blah, blah. I get into trouble for reporting what they say. Like, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think we're doing like, it's a post, probably Azure thing or something. Probably should prepare for this.
Yes, I think step one's getting your computer.
Yeah. I know. I get these. You get these emails you don't even pay attention to. It's like, yeah, make sure you have like a good display and headphones, and if you can get a wired connection. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be doing this thing on my phone.
It
You
said
know?
nothing about a working monitor, so I
Yeah.
mean, technically.
I'd love to have all those things.
I did order a new toy, by the way.
Oh,
Actually, I should say BWW ordered a new toy. I didn't pay for this.
okay.
We're going to be upping the podcast game. Actually, first, speaking of flat neck computers, a couple things need to happen. One, the podcast box we're using right now, I desperately need to just nuke it because it has like 700 different versions of streaming software on there, and it's just sort of a tangled mess of terribleness.
Right.
But ordered it's called, most people might know what this is. It's called a Stream Deck.
Okay.
It's basically this thing, which is a number pad, but it's got a whole bunch of buttons. It's got like a bunch of them, and
So it's like those things you see in like a recording room where they have like the knobs and the
exactly
the
what
dials.
it basically like gives me a whole bunch more macros that I can do for the
I thought you were
podcast.
talking about getting something like this before, and you were, I think, back when we actually traveled and stuff. You were even talking about the possibility of,
Yep.
like bringing that,
Yeah.
like when you traveled, right?
Yep. And so officially we ordered it yesterday. It's not like a huge thing. I mean, it's not cheap. It was like $250 or something, which is not cheap for a personal user, but for a company, that's like nothing. And so I think it comes Monday, and then I'll have to set all that up and figure out how to use it and
I
get it.
fully expect to have a working computer by the time that happens. So
Yeah,
good
we'll
luck.
see. We will see. And what else? Anything else happened yesterday? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Just Halo 2 is now available on PC, which is kind of a big deal, actually.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually going to install that today and check that out.
The multiplayer.
Yeah, Halo 2 and Halo 3. I'm very interested in those two games, and actually ODST as well, which I think is part of I think they're doing that one too, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that whole era was really good. And I mentioned this in passing in the little write-up I did, but the multiplayer component of Halo 2 formed it was the
Oh, yes.
inspiration, or it became how multiplayer worked across Xbox Live.
Yep.
And I'm sure they screwed around
I
with
still
it.
remember when that came out, and everyone was so mad. I myself included, like, I just want to pick a map, and I want to play that map. And they said, nope, you're going to get tossed into the tumbler, and whatever comes out, that's what you're playing.
That's right. And I could almost come up with it. Oh God, what's it called? They had a term for it. Like they would try to. It was a player match thing.
Matchmaking?
And it was but it was like an automated matchmaking thing. And the idea was, you've played it so many hours and you've gotten so many things. And whatever.
Yeah.
They try to be smart about who they put with who. And I mean, this was always the issue. It was like, yeah, but so it was always like private match versus public match, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, yeah, it was a game.
Yep.
It's good.
Cool. You got anything else for today?
I was in such a funk. I had all these things I wanted to get done, So no, I guess I'm gonna try to keep. I don't know.
Well, what you should do is just cancel your vacation plans, cancel your going out to dinner plans, and then just sit at home at work.
Huh? Well, it's like the day just opens up.
Yeah.
Actually, we have 2 days a week we get food from outside of the house, and this is one of those days. And I got to tell you, really look forward to these days.
Oh, I know. I was just thinking about it too. It's like, it is Wednesday. Like, we've made it.
Yeah. Last Tuesday, there was a chicken sitting out on our stove. My wife was defrosting like a whole chicken.
Yep.
And I said, I don't know what you're doing with the chicken, but we're getting sushi tonight. And she goes, I thought we did that on Wednesday. And I'm like,
well, you got to hurt me.
When you're expecting sushi or something good, whatever you prefer, the fact that you will in fact be eating a chicken instead is the worst.
Yeah, because chicken is the baseline food. Like,
yeah, yep. I have a childhood trauma over chicken because we had 2 summers when we were kids where my dad worked for the government and we had to spend the summer in Washington D.C., which I loved actually. I mean, I love D.C. But so we were in Arlington one year and Alexandria the other year, and we stayed in a hotel the whole time, and it got really old. But we had my mother. It was expensive there or whatever. So my mother would make chicken, like if there are 7 days in a week, and there are obviously, at least 5 of those days was chicken, and she would, because she ran out of ways to make chicken, so it was just the same. And like the kids literally had a mutiny one night where we were like, no, we're not eating this. We enough. Like, you please take us to McDonald's. Like, we need something different. So chicken to me is still kind of tough, even though chicken can be fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, a little too much information on that one, I guess. Sorry.
Yeah. And that,
I got
my
nothing
friends,
going on today to answer your question.
and that, my friends, is how a union is formed.
Yep.